They said behind every rich man there's a secret, but this man's secret came from the ocean. True life story from Samorica. Welcome to Stories and Tales with Diana, where every story speaks the truth hidden in our hearts. The ancient home of Samorica. Far beyond the crowded cities of Edo State lies a place hidden among the clouds, Samorica, an ancient town resting on the rocky shoulders of the Okoko Edo Hills. They say Samorica was born from wanderers who left the great Benin Kingdom generations ago. The people speak the Okokomeri language, and their voices echo through the stones like old spirits that never forgot their roots. Every corner of Samorica breathes mystery. Giant rocks stand like sleeping gods, guarding the land. Some rise more than 1,700 feet high, their tips kissing the clouds. The air there feels different, cold, thick, and sacred, as if heaven itself bends close to listen. It is said that some of the rocks move, that the hills whisper at night, and that the river of Samorica carries more than water. It carries secrets. Ancient shrines sit quietly among the stones, places where the old ones once spoke to the spirits of the earth and sky. Samorica is not just a village, it is a kingdom of silence and story, a land where the living and the unseen share the same air, and where every rock has a name. So when people speak of Samorica, they don't just speak of a place. They speak of a mystery carved by time, guarded by mountains, and remembered by spirits. Part 1. In the ancient home of Samorica, there lived a man named Iromosile, a man whose money had no end. He owned companies, estates, cars, and servants. But there was one thing he didn't have: peace. Every night he would hear a voice calling him from the ocean river of Samorica. "Your riches are leaking, Iromosile. The sea is calling you back." He was confused and asked himself, what's this voice always calling me from the river of Samorica? And why is she always talking as if my riches comes from there? Or maybe I should just visit the river to find out. Have you ever wondered what some rich men give in exchange for their wealth? Days later, his wife gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. On the 7th day of his child's birth, he decided to visit the river of Samorica. But when he got there, a beautiful, shining, and precious mermaid appears, smiling and calling his name. "Welcome, my husband. You have finally answered your call." Then he asked, "What call are you talking about? And who is your husband?" "I'm married." "If you want your riches to never end, you must bury your wife and son alive tonight. But fear not, they will not die. I will keep them safe beneath the sea for 7 days. In return, you must come to me every morning till the 7th sunrise. Then I will return them to you, and you will become the richest man in Samorica. But on one condition: you must come and make me enjoy what humans are enjoying, and I will make you wealthy. Then immediately after that, your wealth will increase from now henceforth, and you will become the richest man in Samorica. And I will make the people of Samorica to bow down at your feet and worship you. You will become the greatest. You will become the mightiest. You will become the highest. You will rule over Samorica. The kings will bow at your feet. Kingdoms will bow at your feet. Nation will bow at your feet. People will see you and worship you. You will be so wealthy that you will build the full Samorica with gold. You will be so wealthy that governors and president will bow down and worship you." So he thought of power and everything she promised. Then he said with a low, pained voice, "Are you sure that you will bring back my wife and son after 7 days?" "Yes, exactly as I said." "Then you must do what I asked. Come and make me enjoy what humans are enjoying, and I will make you wealthy." She promised him kingdoms, power, and respect. Tempted by her promises, Iromosile whispered, "If I do this, you will truly bring them back?" Yes, she smiled, but only if you keep my rule. What if the ocean calls your name in the middle of the night? What if something like this happens? But what happened next will shock you. Part 2. The 7 Nights of Blood and Gold. That night, Iramosale's hands shook as he dug. His wife cried, begging, "Please, Iramosale, don't do this to us." But his heart was already captured by greed and love of money. He buried them, his wife and his newborn son, in the cold soil. The moon wept that night. Even the trees around the cemetery bent their heads in silence. As he covered the grave, the mermaid's voice whispered through the wind, "Now come to me, my husband. The deal has begun." Every morning before the sun rose, Iramosale would go to the river of Samorica. There she was, shining, smiling, waiting. She made him drink from a golden cup, and each time he did, his house became bigger, his cars multiplied, and gold filled his storehouse. By the third day, people in Samorica began to talk. How did Iramosale's wealth double overnight? Is he a god or a demon? But what if the sea never planned to return his wife and child? What if the wealth was only a trap, a deal written in blood before he was even born? And what if the real debt of Iramosale's riches was yet to begin? But what happened next will shock you. But Iramosale didn't care. He was now living the dream, the richest, the most feared. On the 7th morning, the mermaid told him, "Tonight, go to the cemetery and open the grave." What happened that night still haunts Samorica till this day. Your wife and son will be waiting, but make sure not to call their names, else. Iramosale ran faster than the wind. He dug the ground with his bare hands, crying, laughing, shouting their names. But what he saw froze his heart. There lay his wife and son, not breathing. Their bodies were cold, their eyes open, staring at him, lifeless. He screamed until the heavens went silent. He rushed back to the river, but the water was red, red like blood. "You said they would live," he shouted. From the deep, the mermaid's voice echoed, "My sweetness, I never knew humans are so sweet. Just like you were so sweet that I couldn't leave you for your wife. Please, I want to stay with you forever, and that's why I did what I did. Be with me forever, and your wealth will be with you forever. Or do you want me to bring back your wife and child, and you lose all the wealth in this world and die slowly? But remember, I love you now. I can't leave you anymore. Humans are so sweet. Please be with me, and I will give you the whole world, and more than the world. I can still give you beautiful babies. I'm so sorry, my love. It has to happen this way. Forgive me, and I will make you happy forever." The sea has taken what it owns. Iramosale fell to his knees, crying, but the river kept rising, covering the land, swallowing his house. And as the waves grew stronger, he heard a soft, haunting cry. "Daddy, it's cold down here." They said behind every rich man there's a secret, but this man's secret was buried with his peace. Can a man truly escape the spirit that made him rich? Part 3. When Blood Cries from the Earth. For months, Iramosale lived like a king. His wealth tripled, his name became fear, his shadow respected. But at night, he couldn't sleep. He heard voices, not from the sea this time, but from the ground where his wife and son were buried. Their blood had cried to the heavens, and the heavens had called the sea to answer. One midnight, the ocean rose from Samorica River, not calm, not blue, but red like fire and blood. Everywhere shook. His cars sunk into the floor, his gold turned to dust, and his servants ran for their lives, screaming, "The sea has come for the man who buried love alive!" He ran to the same river, hoping to beg, but the mermaid appeared, her face no longer beautiful but filled with rage. "You made the soil to some more our kingdoms, and now we're angry, and you must pay." Come to me forever and never go back to the land, else you will die a painful death, and you won't be able to hear it because it will be unbearable for you." Before he could speak, a huge wave rose and swallowed him whole. And that was the last time Samorika saw Iramosile, the man who buried his heart for gold.